In this video, I'm going to explain what I mean by I follow Jesus in a straight line and how this is something new. I'm doing something new called following Jesus. Now, there's a lot of people that go to church and say they're doing that, but when it comes time to actually follow Jesus, they decide to take the sinful way out and get out of trouble. They try to not take responsibility for their actions. Now, I'll give one example of this, but there's many. There's letting your son or child suffer for your own actions and ignoring his cries for help. There is breaking other people's property or destroying other people's property. That's not good. I stole my father's property when I was 13 to buy cigarettes. Yeah, some silver dollars. Wrong of me. My father destroyed and stole my property. At the age of 7, they were stealing my swimming medals away from me and getting me medicated at doctors saying my swimming medals meant I'm mentally ill and I need to be drugged. And then they also said that these swimming medals cannot be mine because they didn't see me win it in the orphanage. I'm not athletic because I'm white. And they have another foster kid that's black, and it has to be the black kid's because he's good at basketball. And Zach, you're making up stories about this, so you're a fantasy spinner, a kleptomaniac, a liar, you're out to get your mother writing your names on things, and you need to be on drugs right away at age 6 or 7 because you won a swimming medal in the orphanage and your mother's going loony. So they steal the medal away, they drug the shit out of me, and I never get my accomplishments back, and it kills my self esteem. They also steal my girlfriend's rings away from me. Yes, my father steals both my inheritance, my social security, and how did he steal my social security? Well, he made a deal and backed out. He made a deal, he got his half of the deal, and then ran off. It's like if you make a deal in a convenience store. I want a pack of cigarettes. They put it on the table. I got my pack of cigarettes and then I run out. I didn't pay the man. I just stole their cigarettes. I got what I asked for and then I ran out before giving them my part of the deal. My father did the same fucking thing. He was illegally taking funds that was supposed to go to a state program for my rent. Anybody on Social Security was supposed to give $600 a month rent out of their Social Security, while people who worked had to basically pay nothing. They had to pay a couple of air conditioner fees or stuff like that, or buy food or something like that. They also had to apply for food stamps, which at the end, right before I got thrown out because of my father, well, I didn't get thrown out. My father made up a story that they needed me to take care of my mother at home, and then I moved home before the consequences hit my father, and he thought I didn't find out. My father thought that I was in the dark about it and he was keeping secrets, and ha ha ha, no way my son knows what I did. So, yep, I moved home. But during all this type of stuff, I find out. I go to apply for food stamps and Social Security because everybody is seeing my neurological disorder. They're saying you're always looking disabled. Something is wrong with your body and your movements and your speech goes out at times. They go, it's very clear you're on medication. It's very clear that you are way more disabled than every single person on disability in this program. Out of the 6 people on, or actually almost all of them, there was only 2 or 3 people not on social. Yeah, almost all of them were on Social Security. There was only 2 people in the whole program that weren't. Anyways, they would tell me, the people who were disabled would come up and go, Zach, you are more disabled than anybody in this program. And these are the people telling me this. I never even discussed my disabilities because my mother kept them from people and wouldn't help me figure out what was wrong with me. And every time I went to the doctors and tried to give them information about my condition, my mother would bring me to El Paso, Texas. Then I would tell doctors there. Then she would bring me to Maine, then to Massachusetts, then to Maine, then Massachusetts, or whatever, just all around the country. So, my father got caught for this because I'm applying for food stamps. Now I'm asking to apply for Social Security because it's very clear I'm disabled. I go to fill out the paperwork, but then my father notifies my government worker that I'm already on Social Security. He's just been keeping it to pay his house bills. Meanwhile, it was supposed to be handed over to me so I could pay my rent. Now, I've been living there for free for over a year now, and the program has now got to be notified by the state that my father lied and manipulated on state paperwork. The paperwork to file to get me in that program ends with, is everything you said true to your knowledge, and this is enforced by the law, and you're committing a crime if you lie on this paperwork, and you can get jail time or fines if you lie. My father then lied on the paperwork and said I wasn't on Social Security. That way I would get free rent. And the trouble, if he ever got caught, the trouble would go on me. It's not like my father would get in any trouble, right? I'm the one who gets thrown out of his housing, and I'm the one who has to owe the $600 a month because I'm like 19 years old now. So anyways, that's a big problem for the program that's supposed to be paid. It's a big problem for my worker. My worker says they're going to have to charge my father, bring him to court. The worker looks me in the face and, Zach, I can guarantee you'll get every dollar back from this year. He's not allowed to do that. You just sign this paperwork and we'll make sure you get that money back. We'll take care of this for you, Zach. Just sign here, because we heard him admit to this right in front of us. We can look it up, and you're living in this program and you are supposed to be paying. But then my father's starting to look scared, and I know something about my father. If I do the right thing and just sign my name. Now, my father did something he wasn't supposed to. He's in trouble, and he's about to have to go to court. And all I'm doing is signing what the state is telling me to sign. I have no part in this whatsoever. But yet, if I sign that paperwork, my mother would have fucking tried to drug me. I would have never ever been able to continue looking into what my mother was doing to me. I definitely would have still been thrown out of the program, because it's not like my father is going to, automatically give me housing, and the program can't keep me now. So no matter what happens, I'm screwed thanks to my father's decision making. And you would think, well, your father's going to take responsibility, Zach. He's not going to let you live someplace else while he makes a mistake, right? No, no, no. If I sign that paperwork, he's going to say that I'm some evil kid trying to hurt him and take his money. So if I sign with the state, I can go live in a fucking shelter, and he's going to tear me apart. My mother is going to lie to doctors even more, and they're going to fucking hurt me. I'm literally going to have more organs damaged, and there's no way I'm going to be able to live. They have no intention of trying to make sure I can stay alive. No, they have every intention of me getting murdered the minute I turn 20. They have every intention in that, and they had no intention of me going into my first apartment. To get into my first apartment, all we had to do was give this program $600 a month out of my Social Security. And they were going to hook me up with my own apartment. This is what all the other kids did that were in. So I'm not the only kid with a father and a mother who are taking their Social Security from Massachusetts. Almost every kid, other than 2 or 3 of them in that program, they all were adopted or in foster care. They're all on Social Security, and they're all getting a new apartment to move into, and then they're going to be trained to live and pay their bills, make out budgets, go food shopping, do Social Security paperwork, reapply for Social Security, look into disabilities, go to the doctor. That's what they teach you how to do. But they're not teaching me how to do that because my father lied. I'm not allowed to go to the Social Security classes. I have to go to the library college classes. They have me go to the library and check out books and learn how to study for college. But the people on Social Security are studying how to fill out for Social Security forms and how to go to the doctors and notify the doctors and stuff like that. But I'm not in the right group. My father has lied, and now I'm not getting the help I need. Well, should I sign the paperwork with the state? I probably should have. My father would have took out all his anger on me, like he always does. Now, on top of this, my mother was popping pills and drinking, and her liver was about to fail. Now, you can try to lie and say my mother never popped pills, but my mother admitted to my father and me that she stole her son's active prescription of Vicodin, popped that Vicodin. Her son caught her, brought it to the father, and she goes, well, I only did it one time. Even though there was many other times, that was just the only time that it was brought to the father. She's right. This was the only time my father got involved. But she did take the Vicodin pills on several occasions within that month. But that was the only time my father got involved. And it was only one time. So my father said, it's okay that she steals your prescriptions, on a regular basis. If she wants your Xanax, if she wants your Percocet, if she wants to mix that with alcohol, it's your fault for sitting and getting permission to watch TV in our room and seeing her steal your meds. It's your fault for seeing it. Meanwhile, all I'm really doing is watching TV with permission, and I see my meds going missing. Somebody is stealing my prescriptions that are still needed. I have something wrong. I've been brought to the emergency room, and my meds are disappearing. I just want to know why my meds are disappearing, so I just asked to watch TV, buy my meds. That's it. That's all I did. I asked to watch TV, buy my meds. That's all. Then somebody stole my meds. That's it. But there were behaviors like this constantly. My mother was slipping me pills on Halloween. She was slipping me pills before my own adoption. She was drugging me on Halloween to get her way. There was witnesses for this. She admitted to these things. Like, for instance, my mother admitted that she gave me a full bottle of Ipecac. She also admitted that she thought it was okay to give extra medications to a child that he's not prescribed as punishment, and she admitted this in front of a group of family members. She was always very, very clearly mentally ill. So, that money was stolen. So was it right for me then to go steal my money back from my father? No. No. My father did a fucked up thing over a long period of time. My mother did the most evil fucked up thing you could ever do. Crippling another person, destroying their internal organs, shortening their life by 40 years, almost murdering them or committing a manslaughter, and on top of that, causing pain or suffering for another person's entire life. As well as lying, manipulating, and putting him in your own fantasy so he can't live his life. That's as fucked up as they come. My mother was as mentally ill and as fucked up as they come. Now, my father won't admit to that because he doesn't want to pay attention to what was going on. Like, for instance, I got hurt in a pool one time. I jumped in the pool, and the back of my foot got caught on a fence. It ripped the back of my foot open. There was this big rip flap. It was like a rusty flap. Somehow I didn't even feel it because of my neurological disorder. Didn't feel nothing. Everybody had to come up and tell me I was injured. I'm not even kidding. I didn't even know I was injured. People said, Zach, you know you're fucked up right now. I'm like, I am? And then I looked at my foot, and I'm like, oh, shit, that's not good. Came out of the pool. I'm like, I'm fine. I don't even feel it. And then all of a sudden, gallons of blood are pouring out of my foot. And we're duct taping rags to my foot. Now, the adults in that situation know I need stitches to go to the hospital. They're contacting my mother and father, blah, blah, blah. But when I get to my mother and father, do they bring me to the hospital and act like normal people? Oh, yeah, you need stitches. Let's go to the hospital. No. My mother says that I'm a suicidal asshole that's taking kitchen knives, or I'm somehow doing these things on purpose to commit suicide, and she's going to tell my doctor this, so that way I can't get the help I need with the neurological disorder. I mean, the doctor should know that I can't feel my body properly. The doctor should know that I twitched and I have spasms. The doctor should know I can't control my movements. But instead, what does the doctor know? My mother thinks I'm jumping in the pools to commit suicide. What the fuck are the doctors going to do with that information, huh? Well, how the hell are they going to help a neurological disorder that causes seizures with my mother going, nope, he's a self-harmer trying to jump in pools. Nope, the overdose is just an allergy attack. Oh, the sucking on skin after the overdose is just suicidal behaviors. The teacher say he needs physical therapy and speech therapy, and he's talking about an overdose that did something to his body. It's just an allergy attack, and the teachers are fucking don't know what the fuck they're talking about. He's my son, I know everything. No, I'm gonna put him in ballet, and he'll be fine. No, we should move to Texas now. Those aren't wise decisions. Those are decisions that somebody who's avoiding responsibility and taking evasive action. If you hear your son lost his vision, went blind, couldn't see, couldn't stand up, lost the ability to speak after given medications, and it looked like an overdose, he passed out on a pile of newspapers with his breathing slowing down, he comes to saying he's different for life. When it comes to he's writing his name different, he's walking different, his speech is different, the teachers are noticing this, the teachers are calling home, the doctors are noticing a change and getting calls, everybody wants to know why Zach's body was suddenly changed. Zach's sucking on his skin, he doesn't know what's going on with his body. There's a mother. So when Zach is at the doctor's office and he mentioned he was given medication, went blind, and he had a sudden change in his body, and mentions all these horrible symptoms, like first he says he lost his vision, he's not able to speak, he can't feel his mouth or his arms, he can't stand up, he crawls to a pile of newspaper, passes out, and then he says this last statement at the end, it was almost like I lost all my senses, I lost my sight, my feel, my everything. And then the doctor looks concerned. And he looks to the parents, and what does the parents do? Nothing to see here, just an allergy attack. We don't need to look into this. Oh, it's not important. And so I never get the help I need, even though teachers see a change. Everybody knows there's a problem with me in Westford before we moved to Texas. But my mother knows what she did because she did it. Not only that, the emergency room or the emergency people, when I experienced the overdose, as I was passing out, she said, they don't